to me, the big game is very simple. If I know one person that did it, then there's a blueprint. And so, you know, obviously I knew it was coming here and I did a little searching. One guy's like, yo, I was homeless. I got $10 from handouts. I caught your video because he had a phone. My service was cut off a month later, so I lost you. I didn't have it, but I had the 10 bucks. I heard you. I went and bought $10 worth of water at the bodega, went outside, sold it, made 20, kept building, and he remembered the thrift store flip. He walked in, he had $47. He bought a pair of Jordans that were in the thrift store for 19. He sold them for 57 on eBay. He just kept going and going and going and going and going and going. He didn't care what people were saying when he sold water outside. He didn't care what people said when he was going into every thrift store. He didn't give a fuck. He just kept going and going and going, saved up enough to turn back on his service, get a year's worth of service. Now he's back on the internet. Now he's really flipping stuff on Instagram and Amazon and eBay. And then he just kept going and he made thousands of dollars. Then he got an apartment. Like, my big thing is, what's your alternative? Like, what, are you gonna sit and fucking dwell? So it's just there. You just have it so much better than people that looked like you and had your situation 30, 40 years ago and didn't have the web, period. So I don't know, it's just remarkable. It's just remarkable. Yeah. I don't know what to say. That wasn't real. That wasn't real when I was a kid. I was buying all sorts of dumb shit to sell, but I had to go to flea markets on the weekend. Right. If I had eBay, fuck, I'd own the Jets now. You know, being a writer, singer, dancer, and getting to that goal uses the same, look, I think the internet is the magic pill, right? So like, if you can get to the place where you have social, you need to write, sing, and dance on Instagram, use hashtags, right? You got the fucking book, you can read it, you can go sell it for $4. I don't give a shit what you do, but you need to go out and you have to make content at scale. Because if you can sing, you need exposure. So if you can sing, well then, my question is, this is not just, you know, like, I think people get confused by making it. If you want to write, sing, and dance, you also have to figure out how that's balanced with how you're gonna live, right? So there's a big difference between being Beyonce and being somebody who makes $50,000 a year singing. Both are interesting, that's your talent. So first of all, you gotta figure out how good you are, because people are delirious out here. People think they're going to the league. People think they're the next Meek. You know, people think that they're fucking the next Beyonce. Like, people are delirious out here. Meanwhile, some people are it. So to me, here's the funniest part. There's no more debating. Take your phone, point at your fit self, and do it. And then figure out if people like it. And when people say they don't like it, you gotta make more of it. You need 2, 3, 4 years of rejection before you give up. Years. People post one post on Instagram of them freestyling, people shit on them and they give up. Make content. Got it? You wanna write? Write. If it's good, it's gonna be found. Look, me swooping in for an hour, taking a couple selfies, signing a book for you, it's not gonna get it done, right? This is way beyond this moment. So I'm not delirious about this. Here's what you and I were able to do. We were able to hear a lot of things and block it out. You know how many people have questions, but they're scared to ask it because they're scared of the judgment of the question from the person sitting next to them? So I get it. Like, I have plenty versions of that too. Like, everybody's got it. Like, I can do this, but there's other things I wouldn't do because I'm scared of the judgment. I'm not gonna dance in front of you because it's gonna be whack as shit and I don't wanna be laughed. Like, I get it, right? I get it, but here's the punchline. There is no alternative, right? So for me, you know, I'm not ideological. I don't think I'm rolling in here and gonna inspire everybody to go get there. Like, to me, it's just putting facts in people's heads and moving on. This is what it is. Like, for example, you're gonna get pushed education like crazy. Let me tell you what's going on with education. Unless you're a really good student and you think you're gonna go to a top university that's gonna give you a scholarship and you're gonna get a great job, by the time you guys get to the college system, it's not gonna be that great of a deal for you. And if you are thinking about going to college and collecting debt at 11%, you're gonna really be in bad shape until you're 40. That's facts. That's not popular. Your mom and teachers don't want to tell you that. I get it, but that's fucking facts. College is broken in America. Now, when you're 13, 16, 9, that sounds great. Like, yeah, fuck school, I get it. But for some of you, school's exactly right because you've got it like that. You understand it, you figured out the system, you know how to get good grades, and maybe you should go, especially if people are gonna pay for it and you don't get that, right? So what I'm just saying is that everybody's gonna have a different path. Everybody's gonna have a different path. You just need to figure out what you like and what you're good at. And if you're lucky enough that what you like is what you're good at, well then you fucking won. But if not, you gotta decide if you're gonna live a life where you're gonna do something that makes you happy and you like it and maybe you're not gonna have private jets and all that stuff, or you're gonna live a life where you're just gonna make some money because you wanna get that place out and that's what you want. This is about choices. There is no perfect. You already know that. That is your advantage. Look, and you know this, like the vision at this age is far more fancy. You know, you get less fancy with your vision as you get older. Right, when you're 12, you're gonna play in the league, you're gonna be a famous this, you're gonna be an influencer, you're gonna be a famous vlogger, you're gonna win Grammys, like, and then as you get to 18 and 19, you know how that works. So for me, you know, if this was college kids, the pivot's super interesting because they've been hit with that cold water and like, oh shit, I don't wanna be a doctor. I wanna make money, or whatever it was, right, that made you switch it up. You know, for me right now, it's like, I'm just, you know, it's funny what's running through my head right now. I'm like, man, is there one kid in here that hears me, right? I'm like, is there one fucking kid that understands, like, stop crying, stop crying? Like, nobody's listening. There's people that have compassion. I got compassion for days. The problem is I know there's 4 billion people that have it worse than you. I don't know what else to say. So like, I got some compassion for you. So, you know, like, you know, what I think we're all trying to achieve here because we have compassion, we care. I'm just trying to come at it, not from a different angle. I'm not trying to shock you with my cursing. That's just what happens when I have people in front of me. I'm just trying to get somebody to believe and not like hyped and then not care next Tuesday. I'm just trying to make sure one thing resonates in somebody's, you know how it works. We all lived it, right? Like just one piece of thing that like could resonate. And the only thing that ever resonates, you know, I'm very, you know, I was very affected by growing up in New Jersey and just like East Coast and like the 80s when the Beastie Boys and all, you know, and I just, when I think back to like culture right now, what resonates is only one of two things: complete and utter bullshit and straight fucking truth, right? Either like stuff that just everybody dreams of, like, oh shit, yes, 50 fucking bottles of champagne and private jets and fucking flossing coast to coast and, you know, or just the truth. I'm not interested in selling that because it's not practical for 99.999%. I like talking in this environment about the truth. And the truth is not what these kids get a lot. They get ideology, they get people that come up here and spit facts that make them feel good, that they checked the box and spent an hour. And I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in getting somebody to do something. And the only way to do that is to suffocate the bullshit that's running through their head. I worked for my dad's liquor store when I was from 22 to 34 years old. I built my dad's liquor store to a $60 million business, and at 34 years old I left and had nothing. It was my dad's business. I would inherit it one day, but I hope my dad lives forever and I'll be 90, right? So, like, I did what I thought was right. Different circumstance, but I did what I thought was right. I was an immigrant kid. My parents took me from shitty Russia to America. I wanted to pay them back. I worked my face off, gave up all my 20s, right? Super easy to be humble with her when you're humble. You know? So, you know, when I hear you asking that question without knowing every one of your details, I think you gotta do what you have to do to get to the next step to give yourself more options. Got it? So like if you're good at it and it works and it can get you to that next spot that gives you options at 30, how old are you?
I'm 15.
Mazel. You're 15. If that can get you to a place at 27 that gives you options, you'll be a kid at 27. At 15, you think 27's fucking dead, old. I get it. I remember. But I'm telling you to your face, it's young kid, you're a young kid. How many people here would love to be 27?
I am.
I wanna go away from home.
get to that next spot. I get it. Listen, let me tell you one thing that you will not hear often. The person that knows how to eat the most amount of shit usually eats the most amount of caviar. Got it? You need to eat shit, get to the next spot. Not directly, but you understand? If it's good like that and that can get you to the next spot, that's perfect, regardless of what it is. Whatever gets you to the next spot is exactly, move forward. It's good, man. I'm glad if you have something like that brewing, that excites me. That's real easy for me to see how it can go for you. You just gotta be patient. That's where you gotta stay disciplined and save that money and not buy all the stuff that's getting fed to you that you need. It's hard to get to the next spot when you spend $700 to buy a Supreme bag.